Someone once told to me that real life begins when you first step foot onto the campus of a university. However, looking back on my past, I find that my real life experiences began when I met my lifelong companions, my friends. The relationships I have had, beginning in middle school and continuing all the way to the present, can best be described by a theme park roller coaster. It's been a long ride, starting from the nerve-wracking moment when the safety bar came down across my chest, through to all the twists and turns, the dips and dives, and fierce butterflies in my stomach. By going through such ups and downs, I have learned how to socialize, to forgive, and to feel trust in people and respect for myself. I've always considered myself a daddy's and mommy's little girl. But there was a time when my parents' overprotective affection and attention held me back from growing socially, and I couldn't make many friends at school. They had made me introverted and could not seem to step outside from the tiny square box that I created for myself. I often felt like I was on the outside, looking in on the world and never quite a part of it. As I entered middle school, having such characteristics were bound to be problematic. However, as I met and got along with some of my classmates, we formed a close-knit group, and I eventually felt a trio of confidence growing inside my heart. My life, for the most part, felt like the happily ever after part of a fairy tale. This bliss shattered when my mom informed me that we were moving to the United States. For me, such news shocked my heart so badly that not even a defibrillator could restart it. Such falls are expected on a roller coaster though. After reaching the highest point, there is nowhere to go except down, and hopefully work your way back up to the top. Regardless of my obvious unhappiness with the decision, we moved. When we finally arrived at the house in the US that we were going to live in, I was greeted by the scent of freshly cut grass. It vividly reminded me of the warm feeling I associated with my grandparents' home, and it eased the tension that I felt being in a totally different environment. However, the warmth did not last long. I knew it would be almost impossible for me to make friends in a foreign country. I had a hard enough time making friends back in Korea speaking my birth language. How was I supposed to make friends speaking in a language that I couldn't even understand? Naturally, my first year in the US was very lonely. When I finally did make a friend, her name was Rachel. I poured my heart and soul into our relationship. But soon enough, she stopped talking to me. I later found out a girl from her old neighborhood in Korea had moved here and that they were inseparable. From the experience, I stopped believing that anyone possessed purely good intentions. But the flame of distrust dimmed a little when I entered high school and met two more friends, Grace and Sunny. Later on, when Rachel apologized to me for abandoning me, I was able to forgive her. I now had friends that would stand by me no matter what, and it made me feel grateful. I also learned that relationships need to be balanced with equal amounts of trust from both sides, something my new friends have shown me. After all the twists, ups and downs of the roller coaster, the ride has finally arrived at its destination. Before the ride goes around for its second time, there has been lots of preparation. For example, on my 18th birthday, I did everything legal for me to do, such as buying cigarettes and lotto tickets, going to the adult entertaining shop, and finally going to clubs, which were a great turning points in my life. The excitement that I achieved from those events were comparable to opening the envelope of University of Georgia acceptance letter. After having Sunny and Grace as my friends, the ordinary high school student's life changed exceptionally. There is a Korean proverb that says, "One needn't be a frog in the well," which means that one will never know how big the world really is if they stay stuck in the same place forever. Regardless of what people's opinion about what real life experience is, for me, getting to know each of my friends and being a part of their lives is the biggest part of knowing life out of my well. Because no matter how successful you are, if you don't have anyone to share it with, you're still just a mudge inside the well. Throughout the friends that I met, I was able to climb up out of my own well and see the real world from the front seat of the roller coaster chair.